This was a very long story time. I was talking for an hour and a half. Hey guys, it's Sarah and welcome back to a new video. I thought I would do something a little different today and kind of do a story time, I guess. Basically, I just wanted to make a whole video dedicated for my KCON experience that just happened last weekend. So I tried filming a get ready with me, but clearly I can't seem to multitask and do my makeup and talk at the same time. One, because I talk a lot, and while I talk too much I get distracted and I stop doing my makeup, and the whole routine just goes even longer than expected. So I was filming for almost 2 hours and I got nowhere, so I decided to just scrap that whole get ready with me, and I'd probably film another get ready with me next time. But I didn't vlog during my time there. It was just so hectic and very overwhelming, like the whole day in the convention, so I was like all over the place, so I didn't really have any time to really, focus on vlogging or anything. So let's get started. So the first thing I would talk about is, a lot of you guys may be curious as to why a small channel or a small YouTuber is even included in KCON for a panel. The answer to that is because just recently, before my birthday, before August, I was actually signed into Diet TV. So from there, just before KCON, I got the opportunity to participate for KCON and join the Kbeauty panel and Kpop idol styling, fashion and makeup. So because my channel is more about Kbeauty and Korean skincare, like the typical reviews, hauls and all of that, I figured it would have been a nice opportunity to kind of expose myself and just see my capabilities when it comes to talking about Kbeauty, not just in front of a camera but to an actual live audience. So I decided to take this challenge, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be brutally honest, I felt very intimidated, very insecure, and just really conscious about my standing of being part of this, because honestly I didn't know what to expect with KCON. I didn't know who was going to participate as a panel or a YouTuber, so it was just pretty much all the Australian YouTubers whose channels relate to K-pop or Kbeauty. So it was a very small number of YouTubers, and I think that's what made me a little bit more like conscious, and I feel very undeserving because I feel like you guys may have expected certain YouTubers, and for me to be part of this, and my channel isn't really exposed. It's a very small niche kind of channel. You guys may have been confused as well, so in that kind of sense I do understand. When my promo video was actually posted on the event on Facebook, I just saw my video, but I didn't dare to read the comments after seeing 2 comments. Everyone is allowed to be very open and speak their minds online, but because I'm such a sensitive person, after reading 2 certain comments I was just like closing the page, and that was it. I never looked at it again because I didn't want to give myself all this pressure and guilt. I don't know, I'm just that type of person who pretty much overthinks situations. So in terms of insecurity, it was definitely there, but regardless, I was very thankful for this opportunity because it was an experience where I was able to learn a lot of things, and I had Heejin and Olivia from Diet TV who really helped me out, and it was nice finally seeing them in person other than just like, you know, messaging on Kakao and email. And for our panel, there was only the three of us, so it was Haylene, also known as Rachel, and Kbeauty, which is Kim, and myself. So I was the moderator, and during the 2 days I was just like, why did I willingly accept this offer to be the moderator? I didn't know who was coming, and I just thought, hey, it'd be nice to just do it because I'm already part of the panel. So I mean, since I've been asked to, might as well. But I cannot speak to the public very well. I like, why? Like, I don't even know what I was thinking. Kind of regret it, but at the same time I was like, hey, at least I know I'm not capable of like hosting or leading panels like that. So that's crossed off my list from now on. But our first panel, it was okay. We always started off with a little game where you guys, for Kbeauty, you guys had to guess the brands of the products that were displayed, and if you got it correct, you would have a chance to, you know, get yourself a certain prize that was placed in front of us. And that was a very interactive part of our panel where you guys really got to show off your knowledge and you know, your skills when it comes to Kbeauty and the brands. And I tried to make it in terms of the level of the quiz, I feel like for you guys it was really easy, but you know, I tried to mix and match some old brands and some new brands, and you guys guessed really well, so I was very pleased with the results. Our Q&A time wasn't too bad. A lot of these guys, you know, had a lot of questions, which I was very thankful for. In general, the three of us, like Rachel and Kim and I, we're like more familiar with the old school kind of Kbeauty brands. Like, if you think like the first like road shop brands that you'd be familiar with, it was like Etude House, Innisfree, Tony Moly, all of that. So we did talk a lot about that the most. And something that I realized was that the three of us were very fond of Etude House, and I think that just shows, like, as a Kbeauty starter, it's probably one of the brands that we'd all recommend for you guys to check out and try. Etude House is very, very popular, but at the same time, in terms of quality and the pricing, it's reasonable as well. There's nothing you could really go wrong with Etude House being your first Kbeauty brand, and then after that you can explore with all the other new brands that are out there. So that's just something I didn't really point out during our panel. But yeah, overall our Kbeauty panel was very interactive, and although, you know, it was a little rocky at first, it turned out pretty well. After that, it was pretty much concert time, and I didn't have any tickets for a Friday concert, so I actually just went home, took a break because, yeah, I was actually walking to the train station and I had so many thoughts in my head. I was just like, how could I make tomorrow better? As for KCON Day 2, our panel was all about K-pop idol, fashion, styling, and makeup. So for that, honestly, I don't think I'm someone who could talk for that, because I mean, I am, you know, I still listen to K-pop, but I don't think I'm really up to date, so I didn't feel like it was my place to really talk about that. But I tried. I mean, in general, nowadays K-pop fashion or idol fashion is a lot more easier and a lot more wearable for, you know, any of us to kind of try out and kind of implement in our own style and wardrobe. And when you see dance cover videos, a lot of people can actually replicate pretty much the same outfit, and that really amazes me because we wouldn't have been able to do that back then. There really hasn't been big changes in my opinion. I feel like there will be groups here and there that do come out with a very unique concept, and their outfits is just like sometimes you question it, but then later on you get used to it. One would probably be Red Velvet. They always had, you know, very quirky concepts, so their, you know, MV outfits or their stage outfits were a little bit unique, but then you get used to it and you start to think it's really normal. I mean, K-pop is expanding and it's evolving really quickly that I cannot keep in track anymore. I had a limit when it came to our panel on the second day. I really didn't know what I was talking about, to be honest. So I'm sorry. And I had a mini meltdown, by the way. If these guys are there, we actually had our panel delayed because the stage was still being used by SBS Pop Asia. They were having a game quiz, and then right after our panel, or even before we could end our panel, they were starting the dance competition. And you know, once these guys heard the music, I just heard KCON's Bling Bling, and I even got distracted. But then once I saw these guys leaving, I was like, guys, don't leave, please. But it was understandable. I don't think our panel was really that intriguing, to be honest. Apologize for that, but yeah, it was still a very good experience. So basically after that, you know, that was pretty much the entire convention done. We had to leave because, you know, they had to get ready for the concert and all of that. When everyone's outside pretty much lining up for the concert already, you know, the small group of YouTubers who were, you know, doing panels today gathered, and we I don't know why I was part of this. Like, how did I end up tagging along? We ended up eating at a restaurant, and yeah, I was really shocked because I thought we were just like walking around, but then we ended up stopping at a place to eat, and I was like, shit, I don't think I was invited for this, but I still joined. Like I said, I wasn't originally invited. And yeah, basically we just ate, socialized. I did meet a lot of people, those who like work at SBS Pop Asia, and honestly I didn't speak a lot because I was very distracted. My body was extremely exhausted, so I was really quiet already, and I was just in my own world by then because I was so out of it, and I didn't want to seem too rude, but in general, when you think about it, I can come off really snobby because one, I don't talk, I don't really initiate conversation, so that really makes it seem like I'm not interested in interacting with people, and it will come off as me like, oh, hi, like as if I really don't care about you, but it's more like me just being so scared, like I'm like trying to think like, how should I keep this conversation going? But yeah, I can never last like a 5-second conversation, so yeah, that's just a misunderstanding that you guys may have seen from me, that I don't seem as friendly, but I'm just really hard to get to know. It's just something you guys would only know unless you were to meet me in person. But yeah, it feels surreal thinking back about it. Like, I can't believe it actually happened, and I can't believe I was part of it. Very thankful. So again, as always, I would always express my gratitude to Diet TV and to everyone who actually went to our panels. Like, I know it may have not been because of me, obviously, but just to see, you know, an audience, I was just like very thankful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this story time. I know it's different. I know it's not something or content that's really related to my channel, but I just wanted to kind of talk. I think through these kind of talking videos, you can kind of get a sense of what my personality may be. I'll see you guys next time.